Welcome to Verbal Mirrors Reflecting Understanding podcast, where the power of words becomes a bridge between worlds. In this podcast, we embark on a dynamic exploration of the human experience, weaving a tapestry of diverse voices, stories, and perspectives. I am your host, LaVenia Richards. Join us on a journey that transcends boundaries, fostering connection, empathy, and a deeper understanding of the rich mosaic that defines us all. Get ready to reflect, resonate, and embark on a transformative odyssey through the art of conversation.
What's up, beautiful people? It is LaVenia Richards. I am your host, and I want to welcome you to Verbal Mirrors Reflecting Understanding. Listen, it's been a minute. It's been a lot going on. I'm so happy to be back, getting my people on here, interviewing, talking to my people, coming back out. I've been doing a lot, but I am back. And we're going to talk about some real stuff. Today, we just impromptu. I reached out to my cousin, Nisha G, and she's my host. My guest today. We're going to be chopping it up. And, she's been on before. Amazing person, my cousin, my family. We always chop it up about real things. And you're going to see what we're talking about in just a minute. But I want to go ahead and introduce Nisha G. Go ahead and say hello to the people, cousin.
Hey y'all. Hey, what's up?
What's up, cousin? So y'all, we on here today because my cousin was on here. We talked a couple of months ago or whatever, and we were just talking about, being in narcissistic relationships and what that looked like and dealing with the toxicity of it and all of the things. And so we just kind of were talking the other day and just kind of like, at the end of the day, we talk about all the toxicity and what all of that looks like. But I thought it was really profound because my cousin is now experiencing what it feels like to rest in her femininity, to be able to be in a relationship where she feels valued, and to actually break that narcissistic, repetitious relationship trait. Right. And I wanted to talk to her and have her on to show what that aspect looks like. We can talk about all the pain and the hurt, but I want to talk about some goodness. Right. So let's go ahead and just dive a little bit into it, cousin. Like, what does that feel like? And just, just from your heart, let's talk about it.
It feels amazing. I'll start there. It feels amazing. I don't know. The best analogy I can, compare to my relationship now is just imagine a cold, snowy day and you look outside, it's just beautiful, just perfect. No tracks in the snow, just beautiful. It's warm inside your house. You got on your most favorite coziest pajamas. You got a nice little cup of hot cocoa.
Mm,
Might even be, have a little vodka or something in that
go
thing. You know what I mean? But
ahead.
and you got, your house is clean. You got a little music playing in the background. You got dinner going, and you just in a good place. That's what my relationship feels like. It just feels cozy,
Dang, I want
comfortable.
to look. I'm ready to come over. Look,
Okay.
I want some vodka and stuff. No, but seriously, like, that's dope, right? Like, to even hear that, just you expressing that in such full detail. Um, but expressing it in a way that, girl, I started really feeling warm and cozy, right? Like, oh, I want that, you know?
Yeah, just cozy. It's just real comfortable.
Was it hard for you to accept that coziness?
Absolutely. Yep, it was. It still is kind of. I mean, you know what I mean? Because my other podcast that I did with you, I mean, we talked about that last relationship and even the ones prior to that, but now I'm just in a warm, cozy place and it feels
What?
great.
I'm sorry, go ahead. I didn't hear you.
I said, and it feels great to be here,
I love that. I
finally.
love that. and I think it's more personable for me. I mean, it's really more sentimental for me because I know you, of course, personally. And of course, I want nothing, but the best for you. So knowing some of the things, because nobody tells all or knows all about an individual, but just knowing some of your struggles, right? And just knowing, walking through some of that together. It makes me feel good. And I told you this, when we were talking the other day, just to be able to look at you, because one, I must say it looks beautiful on you. Happiness looks amazing on you. But I think what I value more about your journey is because I know some of your hurt and what you had to fight through to get here. So I think that, that was so important, like I told you, to come on, because it's easy to talk about, oh girl, he ain't this and he ain't that. But now I want you to be able to come on and talk about the story. Like, what is he though now? What is he to you that makes you have that warm and cozy, bubbly fireplace, music playing? What is he to you that gives you that?
I will say that probably for the first time ever in my life that I'm able to bask in my feminine energy. Finally, you know what I mean? I've been a single mother for so long, and so I have to do everything. So I mean, just little things like the trash, just like I'm getting up and he's like stopping me, like, no, I'll get the trash. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
just silly stuff like that. But I mean, those little things matter for me. You know what I mean? Um, he's my friend more than anything. You know what I mean?
I
Like
do.
how who's that? R. Kelly, homie, lover, friend. He's definitely my homie, my lover, my friend
It's
for
dope.
sure.
Now,
Because
go ahead.
like we
Oh, yes.
laugh, we talk, we play, like tickle each other. I mean, I don't know. He brings out a side of me that shoot, I didn't even know existed, you know? And that's what I told him a couple of weeks ago. I was like, thank you for allowing me to be my authentic self with you, because that's so important. We get in these relationships, we lose ourselves trying to, please the other person or whatever, just a whole bunch of BS or whatever. But yeah, I'm definitely in a place with him that I can be my authentic self and there's no judgment there.
That part. I love that. I love the fact, because what it sounds like you're saying is that you feel seen.
Yep. Seen, heard, all that,
Right. And those are the things. And I think coming from that narcissistic environment, that always having to be on the defense, always having to feel like you have to defend yourself against the narcissist because you're dealing with so many mind games. Just the mere fact that you can have a moment to just breathe and there not be any underlying issues when you say something, or the connotation of it not be taken into something else and it turn into an argument, but you can have a real conversation with that individual and be, like you said, heard. Because that I said seen, but you like heard, felt, loved, you appreciated. And that's so
Mm-hmm.
important coming out of those toxic relationships. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Um, what made you know that he was it? What was it about him that you were willing to say, okay, through this healed journey, of course you've healed to know your preferences, but you've not dealt with anybody in your healing season. So
Right.
how did you know that it was him?
After I blocked him over something, and he showed up at my door and told me he was the one, that showed me he was the one, because he came for me.
Oh my God, let's talk about it. Let's talk about that right there. Because see, a narcissist ain't coming. A
No,
narcissist
you're
gonna be
right.
like, I'm the prize. You come get me. You need to understand who I am. You ain't really all of that. I mean, you cool, but I'm not gonna let you think that because I'm gonna play with your mind. So that's narcissistic behavior because they don't love
Mm-hmm.
themselves. But a person that loves themselves and know that they have a good thing, right? He said, you blocked me, but right, knock
Yeah,
on the
at the door.
door. Here I am because
Yeah.
I want you. That's powerful. Because you willing to go against the odds. You show me that I'm worth fighting for. You show me
Mhm.
that I'm worth coming to get. I love that right there. You like, honey, when he came to get me, honey.
Mhm.
Yes. What did you do,
I probably smiled from the inside out.
girl?
But I mean, we talk things over, and I mean, we've been cool ever since. Like, I don't know. Like I said, I feel like I was, just so used to the toxic, um, things about relationships in my past. So when, even now, still it's a little scary too, a little bit because I'm still healing.
Absolutely.
So, sometimes I do be like, dang, like I'm really in this relationship is kind of foreign to me,
Mm-hmm.
but I like it here. You know what I mean? Like it feels good. It's foreign, but I still like it here.
I love that.
And like I said, I feel like the fact that I feel like he's my friend. Like I don't know if I've ever been in a relationship like I felt like that person was my friend. You know what I mean? Because like you can talk to your friend about anything. You know what I mean? And your friend, your genuine friend, they're not gonna judge you. They're gonna help you get to a solution to a problem.
Right.
And that's him. That's him for me.
That melts my soul, especially coming from abusive relationships, narcissistic relationships, to hear that, especially after coming from that, because, let's be real, there's a lot of people out here that are looking for love, believing that they'll never find it. And so that was another reason that I wanted you to be on, because hearing and knowing about some of your experiences, again, not to be redundant, but just hearing you have such joy after all of that and still not close the door on love, right? Because a
Hmm.
lot of people will feel like so and so hurt me after XYZ. I'm just done. These ninjas ain't no good. I'm not effing with them. You know what I'm saying? Like, and despite all of that, you were unwilling to um, accept that narrative despite your
Hmm.
pain, despite your hurt. And I think that's powerful. And I think that men and women need to hear that, because it's not just women, let's be 100, that's looking for love. Everybody wants to be loved, or,
Right.
aspires to have some sort of love in their life. At whatever capacity, even if it's from friendship, you want to feel like you matter. So to hear that afterwards you can still keep your heart open and not close it off, because just think, if you had of, would you have opened up to allow him in? You know what I'm saying? um
Hmm.
what what keeps you wanting to stay in the relationship now? Because let's be real, every day's not a good day for anybody. Yeah, we're happy.
Right.
But if we were honest, every day me and you rap about this all the time. You gotta delve into that dark side too, right? So
Hmm.
what keeps you going in the relationship? Because again, you did your healing alone. And I talked about this with a friend last night, and he made a very profound point. You did your healing alone, but you haven't been healing in a relationship with someone, right? So it's different.
Right.
So you did all of that, you got to where you at. What keeps you going now? Like, I guess what I'm asking, like, is he too healing? And that's like, okay, cool. Now this journey, because he chose to heal too, we're healing together? Or like, what is it that keeps you going on those days that you are having those dark days, realizing that you're human? What keeps you going?
I would say just the whole vibration of our relationship. Yeah, it's not perfect every day, like you said, nobody is perfect, but even I don't know, probably because it's just our relationship is just a vibe. It's a whole vibe. You know what I mean? And it's like he'll come over to my house after work and I can just feel his energy. I know if he's tired, if he's, talkative, playful, whatever it is. And I think he knows the same for me too. So we just get each other. That's what keeps me going, just the vibe of it. Like,
Yeah. Mm.
he know, like, you know what I mean? Like, he knows what to say, when to say, don't say shit. If I
Right.
look like this, you know what I mean? Like, or whatever. So I think that I like that because he pays attention enough to me, the same that I do for him. So that's what keeps him going. Like, I've never had that. That's enough for me to be like, you know what? I deserve this. You know what I mean?
Oh, I love that. Oh, I love that in and of itself is a whole nother podcast, right? Because that loving you, deserving, knowing that you deserve, right? And you don't know that unhealed. You have no
Hmm.
idea that you even deserve it because you never experienced it. And so you
Right.
stay in those toxic relationships because you don't know that what you have right now even exists. And you can't even
Exactly.
fathom experiencing that
Hmm.
because you become so complacent and comfortable in the toxic relationship. So I think that's
Right.
really powerful that you said you deserve it, because people want to look at that as, oh, he or she is cocky because it's like, I deserve this. And another person would be like, well, why do you deserve it? Well, that's your opinion. I don't know why you think that you don't. And the only
Right.
reason why you think that you don't is because you've gotten comfortable with the things that you don't deserve, that you can't foresee any foreseeable future of having anything that you do deserve. Right. So to hear you say that, I think that's beautiful. And then it's just sounding like, too, the energy, like it's the energy, the vibration of looking past a person's flaws, but seeing them for who they are. Nobody's perfect, like you just said too. Nobody's, I mean, and let's take it for real. Like, you can have the most aesthetically beautiful person, male or female to you, but they can be so ugly energetically, so toxic
Hmm.
energetically, so demeaning, and all of those things. And because it's been something that we're used to, we don't even open up our hearts to perceive or conceive that there's somebody out there to love you like you're being loved right now. Right.
Hmm.
And then, so what makes this relationship in your healing different? Because like you did it toxic, right? But
Hmm.
now, I always say healing. I know some things that you've grown from, developed from, healed from, cried through, prayed through, whatever you've done through, right, Nisha? But what at this point now, like, how do you look at yourself and say, okay, or look at the relationship and say, okay, my healing got me here, but what is different now in the relationship being healed? You know what I'm saying? Versus when you were unhealed dealing with the toxicity.
I'd say the biggest difference is I'm happy within myself, and that makes a difference. It's projecting out into my relationships, whether it's with my man, my kids, my family. I'm just happier.
I feel
So
that.
that's the biggest difference, happiness. And
And
I'm not saying he don't make me happy, but I'm not saying he's the reason for my happiness. I'm in a point in my life that I'm allowing myself to be happy, and I'm just allowing him to be a part of that happiness. So I'm not saying he's making me happy. I'm not saying that he's not, but I'm saying you know what I mean.
yeah,
I'm not
I
saying.
totally know. I totally know. And that's
Hmm.
powerful too in and of itself. I mean, you dropping gems today because a lot of us look for, and that's a part of being unhealed. You're looking for happiness in another individual that is flawed and broken just like you.
Right.
How does
Hmm.
a person fulfill something in you that you haven't even learned how to fulfill?
That's it.
There's no possible way. And so it's very profound. And yeah, I get it. That happiness has to come within, because you couldn't possibly, if I am, or if we as a collective or as a whole are looking for happiness from another individual, and that we're depending on that for our sole existence, we have just lost. And you'll
Mm-hmm.
lose every time, because nobody else can tell me whether or not I need to eat.
Right.
Nobody can tell me whether or not it's time for me to go to the bathroom. You know what I'm saying? Like, so then how can you tell me what's best for me? How can you tell me what really fills my cup? How can you tell me what makes me whole or happy? Nobody can tell you that, but we look for it in other people because we don't know how to find it in ourselves. And so I like that. No, you don't make me happy, but you definitely add to my joy and happiness,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because I had to find happiness that I didn't have without you. Now I found that happiness. Now, because I'm drawing that unto myself, which I am, thank you for being a part of the happiness and adding to it. So no, I dig that.
Mm-hmm.
And I know what you're saying by that, because, and just being able, it's an adaptability, because conditioning is a beast. When you've done something, I'm
Mm-hmm.
52, when I've done something for some things for over 30, 40, 50 years, that
Right.
conditioning, that thinking, and then to have to unlearn, unthink, untrain something you've done all your life, almost, like that in and of itself is one of the biggest feats that you'll ever have to face. So then when you talk about adding relationship
Mm-hmm.
to that it's something, because you don't know if that other person is healed or not. You
Right.
don't know the layers of onion peeling back that they have to do, and you're hoping and praying that when you enter, or they enter into your life, that they're doing the work and willing to continue to do the work. Because if not, then there it is, you going backwards because you haven't healed. So to really to take the time for you to sit down and discover that you needed healing, to take the time to do that healing and do the work, and
Mm-hmm.
then to decide that whether you had to be alone, because we've had conversations, you were willing to be alone before you were willing to settle. So much so that you walked away from an engagement, had the ring and
Right.
date, right?
Mm-hmm.
Only to leave that so that you can find, right, what you have right now, to put this ever glowing smile on your face that I see every time I look at you. Well, girl, let me go, because my man, and my man. And I say
Mm-hmm.
that jokingly, you know what I'm saying? But I say that with so much love, because like you said, and I'm in agreement with you, you deserve it. You
Mm-hmm.
deserve it. And I know you do. You know what I'm saying? And just think about the women you giving hope that's ready to give up.
Yeah, seriously. Like, and we met each other on Facebook dating, And I remember you and I had a conversation some months back, and I was like, girl, the dating pool is so trash, and I'm about to delete this off my phone. And
Mm-hmm.
and you was like, no, no, what you're looking for ain't trash. You know what I mean? Like,
Period.
and I said, okay. So yeah, so I wasn't so receptive to any of this in the beginning,
Yeah. That's
But then I was like, okay,
Yeah, because we have to
because I
learn that
told
what we're looking for is looking for us.
right.
It's
hmm
the mindset, and
And
we chop it
what
up.
you oh no, I'm sorry. I was gonna say
No, go ahead.
what's for you is for you.
Period.
Period.
And nothing can
hmm
stop you from getting it. You know what I'm saying? But
hmm
you can.
Right.
Well, I can't even say you can stop it. You can delay it. I
Right.
believe you can, because sometimes we see the signs and the things, and we know we should go one way, but we opt to go on and do it another way, and we F around
hmm
and find out, you know,
Right.
and that can be challenging. Sometimes it can be rewarding, but sometimes it can be traumatizing too. And,
Right.
you know, yeah, just think, and I have to tell myself that every day, like what I'm seeking is seeking me. I'm seeking love, life, truth, stability, loyalty, trust, sensuality, romance, like all of those things. And people be like, and if I start speaking that's not available to me, then that means that I'm not a master manifester. And that would mean that what I see, dream, and believe cannot come true. And I know that's a lie, right? I know that's a lie
Mhm.
because I've manifested too many positive things in my life. And so for me to get to this point, because I'm divorced and just now back in well, I can't even say I'm dating, but just, talking to people and exploring, I can't then in turn be like, all these niggas out here ain't, you know what I'm saying? Because now
Right.
I'm really setting the trajectory of what I believe is out here for me. And that's just not for me. And I couldn't see you
Yeah.
saying that because, like you said, you deserve it. So how could it not be available? If you're like that, my thought, and I could be wrong, but my perception is if this is how I am, if I have all of this love, if I'm this good at heart, not pure, because I can do some dirty things. I'm human. People want to be like they all in light all the time. No, I can get dark, right? I can dive over into that. But what I'm saying is if I have this much goodness in me, if I have this much creativity in me, prosperity in me, all of this, there has to be somebody out there like this that matches my fly. There has to
Right.
be. The universe God did not source, whatever did not make just one person like this, right?
Mhm.
So then it makes me look like, okay, what am I doing that I'm not calling that into myself? Well, what am I speaking? The dating
Right.
pool is trash. It's just a perception, it's a mindset. But like we were talking about, that comes with healing. I wasn't
Mhm.
speaking like this then because I didn't know what this felt like. I didn't know that I could really choose not to rest in this toxicity, let this go. And the moment I did, I then showed the universe that I wanted something better, right? I didn't
Yeah.
know that me staying in a toxic relationship was trying to make it work, hold on, was blocking me from getting to what really was for me. And so that's what's empowering hearing your story too, because you didn't give up yet on love, on life, but you chose you chose you
Mhm.
first, you know. And I like what you said. I mean, I was happy, and so you were so happy that you were willing, let's talk about it, to block him.
Mhm.
No matter whether you
Yeah.
wanted love, whether you wanted relationship or whatever, you were willing to say, I know what this looks like for whatever reason. We don't even got to dive into that. Whatever it was something for you to know that it was not good for you in your
Right.
healing season. And I wanted to point that out because that's how we end up in those narcissistic relationships that or that's how we ended up in them, I'll say, because I can't speak for everybody, is because we ignored those signs before. We let it slide. We didn't block. You know what, he was having a bad day. We gave the excuses instead of choosing us, instead of saying, I know what this looks like. This looks too familiar. I've already done this way, and block, delete, because I am going down a different road. And either you're going to go with me and elevate here, or you stay down here in that low vibrational state. But either way, you were willing to choose you, and look at what you got as a result.
Right.
And
Yep.
I just like when I hear you talking about, girl, we're about to do me and the kids and us, and I met his kids, and right, to hear that. And some of the things, 'cause I ain't gonna tell all your business, I'll let you tell what you want to tell, but just to hear those positive things when being in the previous relationships, what's up, girl? Nothing, just got through cooking. You slaving, you cooking, you cleaning, giving your all, but y'all ain't going nowhere.
Mm-mm.
Y'all not doing nothing, right? So now that you're doing it, what um what routines or what do you do intentionally now in this relationship that you didn't do in your previous relationships now that you're in a healthy relationship?
To pour into my man because he's worth it.
You know,
Because I mean, if you ain't giving me nothing to pour into, what am I mean? You know what I mean? Like I can't.
no,
I cannot.
seriously, real talk. Yeah, pouring into, because he makes you want to.
Mhm.
Because let's talk about it. Let's talk about reciprocity.
Yeah,
Let's talk about the giving and
definitely.
receiving, because so many people, even when it comes to people calling themselves helping you, and I put air quotes up, they can't see me, but air quotes up,
Mhm.
helping you, that in and of itself sometimes turns into a selfishness, because people don't even want to help you for you. They want to
Right.
help you according to what they feel is best for you. The
Mhm.
selfishness of it all. You know what I'm saying? But when somebody pours back into you and reciprocates what you give to them, it is a whole nother world.
Right.
And like, even in my instance, I, again, like I told you, I'm not necessarily dating, but definitely exploring and just seeing what comes my way. And I was with a friend, male friend, and it was so crazy because we had gotten something to eat and came back, and he was getting ready, to open the door for me, and just out of habit of moving solo, not having that around, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Almost, I guess, acting like chivalry was dead. You know what I mean? Just being in a zone of that mode of having to fend for self, having to be in masculine and feminine energy all the
Mhm.
time, right? I had to apologize, and I'm like, I apologize. I'm so used to moving. And it's crazy because I'm like, damn, that's crazy. And not to say that other gentlemen that I've been out with, or, that were friends, or even in intimate relationships, didn't open doors for me. I'm just saying, all the toxicity, yeah, you might have opened the door up, but then I might have been a bitch. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it
Mhm.
was like an oxymoron. It's like, oh, okay, yeah, he opened that door, but he busted my lips too, right? So it's like, when you
Right.
have someone that actually lines up with that energy, that they match up with the door opening, because they have the
Mhm.
conversation, and they have the energy, and they have the positivity, and they too are on their healing journey, and they're willing to not have to be the alpha male, but willing to submit to both aspects of themselves and understand the masculinity and feminine aspect energy that we all have. It was just weird. It was off-putting. I liked it, right? But it was off-putting because
Mhm.
it's not familiar. And I think that was another reason why I wanted to do this, because we need to not be able to say that. We need to know what real, genuine conversations really feel like, and not say that they're unfamiliar. We need to genuinely
Right.
know what good energy and good vibrations really feel like, instead of always
Mhm.
being around toxicity, being on the defense, but being able to let your guard down. You know what I'm saying? We're so used to all of that it's just so weird. I'm like, dang, I'm not, I gotta apologize because a gentleman was trying to open the door for me.
Right.
That's how you
Right.
know that we got so much work to do with our healing, right? That you really got to recognize, like, what am I around that this is foreign to me, that this gentleman is trying to be a gentleman.
Right.
And that's why I wanted you on, because, like you said, we don't think we deserve it. It seems foreign to us, and it becomes a way of life. Like, I'm looking like, I'm sorry, I just, like, girl, you deserve the door opening. But let's be 100. The person deserves to be able to be poured back into, to reciprocity. Let's talk about it.
Mhm.
How does that reciprocity feel now that you're getting it?
Wonderful. Yeah, it feels wonderful. I mean, because I've never had it.
Right.
I've never had it. I mean, and it just be the little things like, I guess you set the tone of how you're going to be treated in that relationship. So he knows I like little texts throughout the day, whether it be like a little picture or a little meme or whatever, about love or something. And I started doing that to him, and he does it to me now. I'll just get a random something, a text or a picture or something
That's dope.
throughout the day.
That's dope.
So that's what I'm saying. I set the tone like this is what I like. I didn't have to tell him. I didn't have to say it, but he just seen it. And then when I started doing it to him, now he does it to me.
I love
Or
that.
he'll send me like because he's Hispanic, so he'll send me different little love songs in Spanish, and then he had me download this app so it translates it in English. So I mean, just randomly, I'll get a text and it's some love song and I'm listening to it, don't know what they saying, but
Be like, okay.
put my little app out. Yeah, but yeah, I mean, it's just real cool. It's very foreign, but like I said, I love it here and it's so comfortable.
Oh my God. So
It's
hold
just
up
like,
though.
man.
Hold up, because let's
Mhm.
let's dive into it. Because I know that, you're open to all cultures and ethnicity. So, not to, be funny or anything like that, but let's talk about it because you said he's Hispanic.
Mhm.
How is that? Like, now, girl, because you telling me, okay, wait a minute now. You done had, and I know you dated, different
Right.
races, but out of, let's just be real, we African American. You telling
Mhm.
me that you done had these relationships, you done been around the world, and okay, and you done found you a Hispanic brother that done
Mhm.
came out them their woodworks, that you
Yep.
done conjured up in your prayers and manifestations. And this brother is treating you like the queen that you deserve to be treated like. Come on. A whole different culture, a whole
Yeah.
different ethnicity. Let's talk about that. What is that like?
Again, wonderful. I mean, no, no, but it seems like their culture, they're very like we'll get out the car to walk up to the gas station and he grabs my hand to hold it. And when we're standing in the line, you know what I mean? It's like he's so close to me, he breathing for both of us. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
he just makes me feel good. Like I've never had that. Like the hold hands and the, show public displays of affection out in public and stuff like that. I've never had that. So it was different at first. It was like, oh, what? I don't be kissing in public. What you doing?
Yes.
But now I'm like, you better kiss me. What are we waiting on? You know what I
Okay.
mean?
I'm right here. You see me.
Right. But he's very romantic, very affectionate. All the things I like though. Even though I never had it, I knew I liked stuff like that.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Or wanted that or wanted to experience that. And it was like awkward at first, but now it's just like my norm. It's just like that's what we do. We walking around the mall holding hands and just stuff like that. So yeah, I think that the culture, or I don't even know if it's a culture thing. I don't know if it was just the Negroes I was dealing, excuse me,
Right.
dealing with. You know what I mean?
Right.
But yeah, he's very affectionate, and I like that. I really like that.
That's dope. Oh my God, that's crazy. Look, I don't mean no disrespect, but arriba, you know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, wherever you find love, and that's what I love too. When the energy is right, it doesn't matter what color you are. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't
Mhm.
matter what ethnicity. Now, this was huge for me because I was one that really wasn't for dating outside of my race. Nothing towards
Mhm.
any, ethnicity. But I was really close off to that. You know what I mean? And then as I evolved, as I healed, you do not control what the heart is attracted to and who you fall in love with. You
Yeah.
don't. if the energy is right, if that's your soulmate, if that's somebody that's supposed to be in your life, and it just matches up and it lines up and the stars line up, then that's just what it is. So, I want to be clear with that. There's no racism or anything like that. I just liked what I liked. And I had to even unlearn that. And we talked about that a little bit earlier this morning because, just being programmed to, and I'm not saying you shouldn't like what you like, but being programmed to not be willing to explore something outside of that. I think sometimes you can miss your blessings doing that because the unhealed version of you looked for many things that were toxic. It looked for the many things that it was comfortable with that made you stay in that state of toxicity. So when you start healing, and I said this too, it starts to feel strange because it's like you look at people for who they are and beyond appearances. Now, don't get me, you can't be no booger wolf now. Let's be clear.
Right.
Okay, I'm
Right.
not saying that. But at the same time, I've had what I guess because beauty is in the eye of the beholder, I've had in my eyes what was supposed to be fine. You know what I'm saying? I've had Don Juan. I've had Rico Suave. I've had, the dresser, the dapper dude. I've had all of that. And not to say that I don't still want that person that's dapper, that dresses, that looks good, that can match my fly or whatever that is. But I have surpassed so much of that superficial stuff. Like, it's bigger. And just hearing your soul is being fed. And that's what it is.
Yes.
When I hear you, not only do I see your happiness, but I feel it. It exudes in your energy. And I need that. I need my soul to be fed more than I need the man that I'm with to just be handsome and dress well. You know what I'm saying? I need the man that I'm with. Yeah, he's sexy as ever and he's got money, but he ignores me. I don't want that. And understanding that now, like I said, I'm not settling for no booger wolf either. But at the same time, I'm not just looking for the superficial because looks fade. They do. What happens if that person is just sexy and he so this and he so that, and then for some reason he gets in a car accident and his face, his appearance or whatever is mangled? Those things that you were superficially in love with, they're gone.
Right.
If you never loved that person for who they genuinely were, what their spirit was, what they stood for, then what were you in the relationship for? So healing looks like that for me versus all of that superficial stuff. And hearing you again, it made me want to get you on here to empower other sisters because, it's verbal mirrors reflecting understanding that, yes, I was in a toxic relationship. I was in the narcissistic aspect of relationships. White, black, Puerto Rican, it didn't matter. Like I experienced hurt, but now I'm experiencing this and you too, right, can experience this, but it's a but because you chose it. And I think that's what I want people to hear in your story. You chose it. Like you chose to not keep choosing the same man over and over with a different name. You chose to look at yourself and say, you know what? I'm not marrying this brother. Yeah, he proposed, but I don't want to just be married so I can say my husband. So once again, you just started making the necessary moves so that you can put yourself in position, like I said, and I want to be redundant on this part, put yourself in position to receive what you deserved. Had you went along with the marriage, we wouldn't probably be on here having any type of conversation outside of, I'm so tired of why did
Oh
I,
yeah, definitely.
right?
Oh, definitely.
And I commend you for that. But again, I love powerful stories and I want that reflection of understanding to be given on your end because it's not just the sad stories, it's the good stories too, that cozy feeling, kind of recapping that glow you wear on your face, that public affection, display of affection that you now do, that intimacy and romance that you now experience, and how, as a result, seriously, Nisha, of you deciding, making one choice to say, this will not be my story. And even though I'm not completely healed, I'm healing. And whatever you doing right now, be blessed and be blocked. Because if you want me, you got to come get me and get on my level. That's some powerful shit. That's powerful. And, you know, I always commend you because you always inspire me. You know, people, and you know me, but, you know, I'm always a motivator. And sometimes I go above and beyond even understanding. And my other cousin gets on me because she'll be like, you know, I get where you're coming from, but some people don't deserve what you share or what you do for them. And I get what she's saying. I do, because you have to have enough common sense to know when you're being used or when you're not receiving that reciprocity. But there's also a piece of me, and I want you to elaborate on this to see if you can identify, but there's a piece of me that almost has pity for them, because I understand to a degree their selfishness and their unhealedness. They don't even have the capacity to do what I do. You know what I'm saying? They don't have the capacity to look at something like I look at it and say, I know that I want this sister to succeed. So even though she didn't share my shit, I'm going to share her shit. I want this brother, I want his show to be successful. So even though he didn't necessarily XYZ for me, because I look at it as the reciprocity of my gift may not come from that individual, but I'm always blessed. You know what I'm saying? So I get what are your thoughts on that? And I know, and this still has to do with relationship, because I feel like I'm building relationship and rapport. What do you feel about that? You know, what are your thoughts on that?
I feel at this point, the people that couldn't share my capacity of whatever it is I was offering, whether it's a friendship, a relationship, or anything in between, fuck them. I mean,
And feed them
I don't even
beans.
have the time. Yeah. I don't even have the time to even deal with that, or, oh, they don't have, okay, you had the chance, keep it moving. That's
I
it. I mean,
respect
that's just
that.
where I'm at with that. And that might sound selfish,
No,
but that's just where I'm at. Like, there's no, you had all the chances, with me,
right.
and yeah, and you fumbled it. So
Goodbye.
that's it. That's
I
all.
respect
Yeah.
that.
Like,
I respect that. And you know, for me, I think it depends on if I feel like you disrespected me too. You know what I'm
hmm
saying? I move in a way because I just don't tolerate disrespect, and I don't give a damn who you are. That's just not anything that
hmm
I'm very unwilling. I won't, I can't, I shan't, I won't, whatever we doing. I'm not doing no damn
right.
disrespect, because I'm not a disrespectful person. And you know me, I
hmm
try my hardest to treat people like I want to be treated. Um, there is a piece of me that I know still needs to be healed with regards to the way that I love to give and see people win. I've not
hmm
yet, I'm getting better. You know, but yet again, you got to be willing. Healing comes with facing what you have to overcome still too. Right. And I'm getting better, because at no point will I ever let anybody use me. And I think sometimes I might give a person one or too many chances than they deserve. So definitely getting better with that. But I had to understand, like you said, capacity is everything. It's
hmm
everything. And understanding that, okay, they don't have the capacity to meet me where I'm at. So at this point, this is my seed being planted on rotten, unfertile ground. And if I
Right.
continue to do that, then I'm going to deplete myself. Right. And so it does depend on the circumstance, because I love hard, whether it's in friendship or relationship. But I
Right.
have started to understand that I cannot love anyone harder than I love me.
hmm
And I love what you said. Fuck them. You know, and you
Yeah.
don't want to be it, and don't be, you know, sorry if it's selfish. Selfish is important as long as it's not harming anyone. You know what I'm saying? If I'm not putting you in harm's
Mm-hmm.
way, if I'm not hurting you in any kind of way, I need to be selfish. Selfish got me to dig deep. Selfish got me out of
Mm-hmm.
toxic abusive relationships. Selfish got me
Right.
out of
Selfish
toxic,
has me happy.
huh?
Selfish. I said selfish has me happy.
That, speak on it, cousin. That selfish has you in a happy relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Selfish has you continuing to heal. And I think that's what's important. So, like I said, you know, of course, I wanted you to come on and talk about, you know, the relationship after being in narcissistic, toxic relationships. I wanted to show the upside of it. I wanted to show that there is a rainbow at the end of that damn rain. I wanted to show what it looks like to heal and choose you. I wanted people to hear that there are success stories once you choose you. And yes, putting your boundaries up is hard because of apparently you were digging them, right?
Yeah.
So, but
Mm-hmm.
then you had to go and block them because guess what? You was digging you a lot more. And that's the thing, because um we get so comfortable being uncomfortable that we're unwilling to even explore what happiness feels like. And you're a testimony for people um to know, like I said, that there's a rainbow. Like, choose you. Like, go ahead on. It's lovely over here. It's beautiful over here. You know, and that person that you're looking for, he looking for you. Go ahead on and leave that dude that's treating you. Leave that chick that's acting. You know, walk away. Cause once you do it, it's happiness to be found. It's joy to be found. It's peace to be found. And to glow in that, to be able to, with children, especially, and I know you have, you know, sons and a daughter, but to be able to show both that they can find this, that they can explore what it looks like to love themselves, and that they don't have to settle. And it don't matter how old you are. It don't
Yeah.
matter how long you've experienced toxicity. It's never too late to get out of it.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm proud of you, cousin. Like, I don't know, I just wanted to chop it up. I have been thinking about you, and I reached out because, you know, I miss you some days, and it's not a jealousy, but I'll be real. I'll be like, I miss talking to my cousin. We are talking about the moon, stars, and shit, talking about what we
Right.
manifesting
Right.
doing, you know. But then in retrospect, I'm like, I'm happy for my cousin because I know we've been manifesting. I know we've been praying. I know we've been talking. I know our conversations, and I'm seeing it come to fruition in your life. And then it gives me even more joy because I see you happy. But then it also reminds me, because of the things we've talked about and stuff, and our relationship, and knowing what you've come from, niggas, mine on the way. What? Where he at?
Yeah, it is. It is. And that's what I'm saying. Like, I think that we get so much, so caught up on so much on appearance and looks and whatever. And at the end of the day, now my man looks good to me, okay? I'll say that. But at the end of the day, that good looking man, I feel like if something happens to me where he needs to take care of me, that he's gonna do that.
Period.
So it don't even matter about the looks. You know, we so, oh, well, he's tall, he's short, he's this, he's that. It don't even matter. Is he gonna take care of you when it matters? That's what matters. And if something happens to him, I'm gonna be there. I mean, shoot, he just had a simple cold. I'm making teas and, doing little stuff for him. So that's what's important. Are they gonna take care of you when it matters the most? Not just a cute face, when you going out and to the club or whatever, that dumb stuff, but are they gonna be there for you when it really, really, really matters?
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Do they care about how your day went?
Exactly.
Do they care if you feeling okay? Like, that is so deep. Like, you're right. Like, and even me, I have to admit that, like that superficiality. And again, I am never settling for something I don't want. You got to be attracted to me some kind of way. Now, I'm sorry, like you said, to
Yeah.
me, like you said, to
Mm-hmm.
me. But at the same time, I focus on that again, the player, the this, the that. Oh, girl, he got dimples. Girl, look at his hair. Girl, you see his locks. You whatever, superficial, and
Mm-hmm.
then all of that is beautiful. And they open their mouths, and they're so toxic and ugly, and and it's
Yeah.
like wow. And not to wish that I'm gonna go out here and talk to the ugly one either. That I feel like is ugly to me or whatever. That, and I'm not even gonna say ugly.
Right.
Let's say this, not my taste. Because I
Mm-hmm.
may be super ugly to somebody. And I'm okay with that
Right.
because beauty, once again, is in the eye of the beholder. So to even use that word is foul because it's a somebody for everybody. But
Mm-hmm.
just like you said, to look past the superficial and really explore what that person has to offer. You can miss a blessing. You can miss so many things, you know, off of being superficial and blocking your blessing. I never feel like you have to settle. I'm all for compromising. I never feel like you have to settle though in any relationship, and that's what I've never heard you sound like you're doing or have done since you've been talking to your friend now. I've never heard
I
you
don't know. I would never settle. Settling is not gonna be my thing on anything, whether it's a relationship, my job.
say that.
Nisha G don't settle no more. I won't. For what? I don't have to settle. I'm just saying I don't have to.
It's so
So
real though, and that's the thing. Owning that. Just and you already had confidence, but when you add love into that, because love is one of the highest vibration outside of gratitude
hmm
that you can feel. And so when you can have that state of love and gratitude and you can put it into what you had already built by yourself, and it's adding to, girl, your posture, you stand up a little straighter,
yeah.
you know,
Yeah. For real.
you're a little
hmm
happier, conversations are a little
Girl,
different.
the sun shine brighter
Baby,
these days.
for real, be like,
Even on a rainy day.
baby, like be like, it's raining over here, not over here, baby. Not over here. We are actually in Dubai with the sun shining, you know, because your perception of life is so different and you inspire me. Like after coming from what I came from, the hurt, the choices that I made. Because again, I don't hold nobody accountable for my happiness but me. So the hurt and things that I allowed myself to be subjected to, um, but watching you and other people that are in my circle, in my corner, shall I say, that, that I've been on this journey with, that have watched me cry, that have straightened my crown, that have gone through some of my dark night of the soul with me, knowing a lot. I mean, we family, so a lot of things that the
hmm
world don't even know. You know what I mean? Um,
Right.
but being able, like I said, to walk this journey together and to continue to see you out of choosing you, just seeing the overflow in your life. And it
Right.
makes me want to continue my journey because I know that what we've been saying during our healing journey was accurate. That what we're looking for is looking
hmm
for us. That what we're seeking is seeking us. That the love we deserve exists. That, we deserve to be fully loved and not half loved. And you standing your ground and identifying with that selfishness that you deserve to give yourself, once again, has gotten you here, has changed your posture, has changed your conversation, has changed your vibration, has changed your
hmm
walk, has changed your relationships. And it's just some powerful shit. And I just wanted everybody to hear that there is a rainbow at the end. And I keep saying that because I don't want people to give up. Don't give up on love. Don't close your heart. Don't block your
hmm
blessings.
hmm
You know.
And don't be closed minded either. I mean, like, if you was to see him on the street when I first met him, if you was to see him on the street, he looked like he gave biker vibes or something. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I'm like, okay, but that's different. I like different, whatever. That
Right.
wasn't no issue with me. And then now it seems like, and I don't even give him suggestions, but now you going to the barber getting little fades and stuff. You know what I mean?
Getting yourself
And
together, right?
you changing up your wardrobe, and there's nothing that I even had to suggest or anything like that. You know what I mean?
Right.
And one of the things I value a lot is his music. His playlist is so dope. It's just I be tripping off of it. You know what I mean? Because you're like he's Hispanic, so of course he has a lot of Latin, music on his playlist. But I mean, you got Master P, Ice Cube, UGK. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. Like the era of like the Four Tops. I've not heard the Four Tops, but I don't even know.
Right,
You know what I
right.
mean? But he listens to everything. We can talk about everything. I'm into, the moon and things like that. He is too. I mean, so that's what I'm saying. You'll block your blessing just looking at a person like, oh, he ain't my type because he looks like a biker or because he's Hispanic or whatever. And you know what I mean? If I was that close minded, I wouldn't be here now,
I love it.
allowing him to share my happiness with me. You know what I mean? If I had just been like,
I love that. Did you hear what
you
you
know?
just said? Because, see, that's when you know you be healing. See, that's what I'm saying. You said allowing him to share my happiness
Yeah.
with me because, once again, go and repeat that shit. You was already happy.
Mm-hmm.
That's powerful because people can't make you happy. It's just not
Mm-mm.
possible. They cannot make you happy. What I mean by that, I mean, yeah, you can give me something. Oh, that made me feel so good. That made me so happy. What I'm saying is a person can't make you be happy, though. You have
Mm-mm.
to decide that every day you get up, you're going to be happy no matter what's going on in your life. You got to decide that. And you just said it so freely. Like, healing makes you speak different.
Yeah, it does. Absolutely.
Because you normally be like, because I'm so glad that he is a part of my life, and I know you are. But the vocabulary was, it's an honor. It's really a blessing, and I'm glad that I can allow him to be a part of my happiness on this journey with me. Because I'm dope,
Mm-hmm.
and I know my worth, and I love myself.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
And
powerful.
and I think the thing with him too, he's very caring. I love that. Like he'll text me in the morning like, "How you feeling today?" I'm like, "Oh, I feel a little whatever." Well, I hope you feel better. And like 2 hours later, are you feeling better? Like you remembered that. You know what I mean? And it sounds so minute to some people, but to me that's huge because I was in a relationship that hell, I might fall in front of you and twist my ankle and you ain't even gonna try to help me up.
Right.
You know
It's
what I
real
mean?
stuff. Yeah, real talk. Real talk.
So, just, stuff like that. Yesterday, actually, I did fall in my kitchen. And I was texting him. I was like, why did I just slip in the kitchen? And I was busy at work because I was just like on a break and went back to my computer and I was busy at work. And then I never responded when he asked me, are you okay? And then 30 minutes later, baby, are you okay? Are you good? You know what I
Wow.
mean? Stuff that. It would be that. You know what I mean?
Right.
And like I said, to some people it might sound minute, but for me that's huge because I ain't even had that.
Oh, yeah.
So
Yeah, and that's crazy. Like, I remember having pneumonia. Didn't know I had pneumonia. I was sick, honey. And when I tell you, and at that time in that particular relationship, I damn near was dead for you was willing to go ahead and take me to the hospital.
see.
Right.
Hmm.
But if it had been them, you need some juice. Let me make you some
Exactly.
elderberry. Let me go get you some soup. Let
Hmm.
me. And
Yeah.
again, I'm not mad at anybody because it was me realizing that I needed to mature and grow up and develop, and that love that I was trying to pour and force on those individuals was the love that I needed to force upon myself.
Right.
And I didn't know that. And so, again, it ain't no resentment towards anybody because it got me here. It got me to this podcast. It got me to talking to you. It got me to evolving. It got me to exploring. It got me to meeting dope people, like-minded people that want to sit and chop it up with me, that want to talk about the things that I like, that want to open doors for me, that want to sit and know how I feel or how my day is going. Like, shit like that is dope to me. And I ain't never laid with them. I've never
Right.
kissed them, but it still matters. And I like that
Hmm.
type of relationship. You know what I'm
Me
saying?
too.
And I was telling you about that. Like, it's just cool to be acknowledged and for somebody to shoot me a text and be like, hey, how's it going over there? What? How's it going
Right.
over there? I'm usually the one to sit, so just the simple things. And again,
It is.
it's a friend, and I don't know where the relationship may or may not go, and I don't care. I just
Right.
love the now that I matter and that
Mm-hmm.
they matter to me in this moment. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? With no title, no labels, no, oh, we're dating and that's my man. And that, you know what? It's a dope soul that acknowledges my dope soul. And that's
Mm-hmm.
magical enough for me right now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah. And I will say, like, I think for the women out there listening, you'll know that person because they'll be so familiar. They will feel so familiar. Like, I don't even know how to describe it. You know how, like they say, in a past life, you probably known this person.
Yeah.
I feel like in a past life, me and him have crossed paths before because he feels so familiar, so safe,
That, oh my
if
God,
that
girl,
makes
we'll be on
sense.
here another 3 hours talking about safe. Woo!
For real, to
Because
feel
that's,
safe around a man.
ooh,
Because even with my husband, I'm telling you, it was this one incident. I my car was down or something. This guy came over there, fixed it, tried to, BS me or whatever on the price or whatever. So I'm like, okay, I got a husband now, seeing his ass out there.
yeah,
And I had to go out there because he's all, tiptoeing around. I don't need that, ain't no man to me.
yeah.
That's not no man to me. I can't even rely on you to even negotiate a price or, what's going on. Like, that's crazy to me. So yeah.
I
So
feel that.
definitely to feel safe and secure in every situation is huge. And I'm definitely there feeling safe.
Oh, I love
Yeah.
that so much. And see, that's the thing when, you know, we talk about submission, that a lot of narcissistic men focus on that word, submission.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like the word because I'm not a dog and I don't need to submit to shit. First of all,
Mm-hmm.
in relationship, when you love, you compromise and it comes naturally. I firmly believe that I don't feel like I need to um, not be who I am so that it
Right.
makes you feel whole. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And so a lot of times we're willing to do that. We're willing to sacrifice ourselves. But in real relationships, you don't have to do that. It's an unspoken, unwritten rule that you just know
Yeah.
this person gets me, this person feels me. And so you don't have to even use the damn word submit. You give
Mm-mm.
willingly, you give freely. It comes so
That's it.
natural that it's not a chore. It's not I gotta do this. It's a, girl, I made my man some
Right.
lobster tail with some da 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 da. It, you feel so good about doing that it's almost like a reward for you when you feel appreciated, when you feel that
Yeah.
love.
That's it.
You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? And I wanted you on because that's what I'm saying. I've not experienced that yet, because I'm not in
Mm-hmm.
a relationship yet. But I
Right.
know
But it's out there for you though. It's
exactly.
coming. Period.
Exactly. But I
And for
know,
everybody that's out there listening, it's coming. Like, you just got to be patient and just think of it. If it ain't coming, first of all, a lot of us women's like, oh, the dating pool is trash, and this guy hollered in my inbox. What is it about you that's attracting that type of man? Let's get to
let's
that.
talk about that, cousin, because on drop the mic, shit. Because I'm tired now. Look,
Because I'm telling you, like, I would have to say, even when I was in my last relationship, dudes would still be in my inbox or whatever. And I don't know what I was giving out, but I was giving out something. Now my shit is dry. And I'm good with that because I'm in a relationship. But it's like, I don't know. We're projecting something to attract that type of man. And that's just what it is. Ain't no getting around it. Ain't no dating pool trash. We're trash at the moment. And that's what it is.
period.
And until we heal ourselves, we go keep getting the same bullshit. You know what I'm saying? In a
Exactly.
different package. That's it. That's all.
That's it. And I love that because, and bottom line, That's owning your shit right there. That's taking accountability, because you said we're trash. In that moment, that season, what
Yeah.
we are
Yeah.
in our energy is real. It's not saying you as
Mm-hmm.
an individual, but what you're attracting is trash. That means
Yeah.
if you draw unto yourself that which you are, then my nigga, you trash right now. You got to really
Yeah.
own that. You've got to accept the fact that you got some healing to do. You got some layers to peel back. You got to go to that little girl, that
Mm-hmm.
little boy, whoever you are, and recognize that what you're doing is no longer conducive for a healthy relationship. And it ain't them.
Or helping you.
Right,
Or
it's
helping
you.
you.
You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? And just that in and of itself, makes you cognizant of what you do and don't want, and so you stop attracting that. My DM is dry too, um and I'm glad it is, because like you
Mm-hmm.
saying, Mr. Willie, you know what I'm
Right.
saying, back, right, would reach out, or you know what I'm saying, Dapper Dave, you know what I'm saying,
Mm-hmm.
Playboy
Right.
Pete, you know what I'm saying, Triple
Mm-hmm.
Wife Timmy, them, right?
Right.
So it's like, okay, LaVenia, like you said, why these brothers? What's happening? Why I can't get somebody that's on my, you know what I'm saying? Well, LaVenia, because you have abandonment issues. LaVenia,
Mm-hmm.
you never healed your little girl issues, or you never healed being a teen mother. You never healed being abused. You never healed being molested. That's why, LaVenia. So the first dude that came and hollered at you, you kind of like, oh, he loved me. That trauma bond love.
Exactly. Mm-hmm.
And so just breaking that normalcy of dysfunction in relationships, because it matters, and that's how we end up in those toxic narcissistic relationships, and being deceived thinking that we can't get to our happily ever afters,
Mm-hmm.
because we don't want to take accountability. We don't want to say it's me. Do you know how hard it was to look at myself being in a 26-year relationship, being married for 19 years with that individual, and looking at myself and saying, after all of that, as much as I wanted to blame him, looking at myself in the mirror and saying, yeah, but it was you.
Yeah.
It was you. No, I didn't tell him to treat me away or do the things that he did. Um, but I
But you
accepted it.
allowed it.
Boom, cousin.
That's it.
That,
That's it.
the allowing, the allowing. And so now what I want people to understand is the same way we have allowed ourselves to be submitted and subjected to these toxic relationships, and we made that choice to do that. Now let's decide and allow to be loved and get to the other
Mm-hmm.
side, right?
Yeah.
And like you said, because it's available. And the only way we know that is by letting go of what no longer serves us. So once again, you have really empowered me again, just in this conversation. But I want to let you, cause like me and you will be on here like 24 hours, girl. We raps,
Yeah. Right.
and I haven't been able to do it with you because you've been happy. And that's another thing. I do want to say this to women, queens. Don't hate on your sister, your cousin, your homegirl when they finally found love and they can't be accessible to you anymore. That's a form of narcissism too. As a female, that's a form of control. That's a form of jealousy, right? When you really love someone, I'm learning that love lets go. It doesn't control and it doesn't hold on to. It releases. And when you genuinely love somebody, you really want to see them in their full essence of happiness and joy, living up to their full potential. And you know how sisters be, she done got a little man, huh?
Right.
Oh, she got a little boy. I remember she was calling me, and then I've had some people get so toxic as to say, I remember when you was going through, but you can't call. Don't do that. Embrace your
Right.
sisters or your brother's success. Uplift them.
Mm-hmm.
And instead of hating on them and being jealous because they found it, can you observe what they did? Can you try to come alongside of them and take some notes and be like, sis, bruh, what did you do to find this joy? What did you do to find this happiness? How did you get in this state of mind? Quit hating because your sister or your brother done found love. Ah, he all in love. This nigga in love. Ah, blah, blah. I'm telling you, that's jealousy. So,
Yeah.
and it's not healthy. It's not empowering. We got to break out of that slave mentality of not wanting to see each other happy in any aspect of our lives. We got to stop that. And so I just want to mention that because a lot of people do. And yeah, we used to chop it up all the time because we were in the same place, meaning single, right? Going through leaving toxic relationships and all of that. And we were in the same place being healing, exploring, seeing what that looked like to choose us. But then you found another layer to your puzzle, another piece to your puzzle that you were ready for, right? And that's the thing. People have to understand one person's blessing does not mean yours ain't coming. It just means that ain't your blessing or your time yet. A not yet is not a no, and be okay with that. And like I said, I wanted to reiterate that because we walk around so often in this jealousy, don't want to see our people win, don't want to see our people. I love love. I love the idea of love. I love the many facets of love, the love languages, and I love to see people in love. And so for me to be jealous of it, that means you got to find your love within. That means you got some more healing to do, because if you're looking at another person, hating on them because they found their happiness, their joy in any aspect of their life, then that's a reflection of what you're missing in yours and what you need to heal. So I just wanted to point that out. So I done said a whole bunch, but I want to know if you want to leave the people with anything before I get ready to close us out, cousin.
I just want to say, ladies, just be patient. And if things don't work out what you would feel like in your favor, it ain't for you. Because whatever's for you is gonna come. Period.
I love it.
And just use the time that is not working out to continue to heal, to continue to work on yourself. Because that's what I did, and I'm here.
I love it. Cousin, as always, I want to thank you for coming on. I don't know if y'all remember, but I'm going to remind you, Nisha G, my cousin, but let me let you know this too. Go and let them know what you just completed and got done, and what you are, and what they can be expecting, hopefully coming up in the very, 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 I know it's coming up, but I'm talking about very, very, very near future, because what you got to offer, people need it. So let them know also, because I always want to give a plug for my people, especially when you pouring into people, helping and changing lives. So let them know what you accomplished, and if you got any information that you want to leave regarding that before I close us out too.
Yeah, well, June 14th, I graduated from ACHS. It's a school in Oregon, and I did it online, and now I'm a master herbalist. But for the last 3 years, I've just been making herbs for people for different things, different ailments, high blood pressure, menstrual cycles. I make salves for skin, like to get rid of bumps and stuff, but I also make salves for like arthritis, fibromyalgia, things like that. So, yeah, so that is coming soon, my website and everything. And but I still make herbs now. So if anybody want to hit me up, you can hit me up on Nisha G on Facebook, and I can get you together.
I love it. I love it. Thank you. I just had to make sure you put that plug in because, like I said, I love what you stand for. I love what you're doing. Yeah, you my family, so I'm definitely biased, but it's bigger than that. I love your accomplishments. I love your tenacity and your fight. And you know me, I believe in giving you your flowers and your roses while you live in. Iron sharpens iron. Thank you for sharpening me. I definitely wanted to say that. And thank you just for always showing up. Real talk. You've been a key instrument to my healing journey in so many facets. So again, I just want to thank you for just always thugging it out with me no matter what. Rain, snow, sleet, hail, tears, crying, screaming, ready to fight. You've been there, and I appreciate you. So
You're very welcome, ma'am, and I feel the same about you. You know how we do.
for real talk. So ladies, and gentlemen, if you're listening, this is what we wanted to talk about. Like I said, I reached out to my cousin because I wanted you to understand that yes, there are narcissistic relationships and toxic relationships, and we encounter those. But don't be so comfortable in that you don't believe that you can have real love, because it does exist. And I wanted to bring on a real living, breathing example of a person, a woman that looks just like you, comes from the trenches just like you, has had to succeed, has to overcome, has had to do all of the things, hurt, cried, went through pain, struggles, all of the things, but is still here to let you know that there is a rainbow after the storm. There is joy, there is peace. But not only that, the key to getting there is first choosing that you deserve it, and then deciding that you're going to walk into that healing journey, no matter how long it takes or how hard it is. So once again, I just want to thank you for joining us on Verbal Mirrors Reflecting Understanding podcast, where we get on here and we dive into real issues, where we talk about the things, the taboo things. We talk about real life things, because we want you to understand that we too are like you, but we want you to also understand that there are people that are not like you that you need to understand better, right? So that we can live in a better world. And don't close your mind. Keep your mind open. Stay hopeful, and keep on speaking life over yourself. And if you continue to do that, choose you, pour into yourself, love yourself, you're going to end up like my cousin, Nisha G, and me, because I'm already claiming my man is waiting for me, right? And you'll be able to experience seriously, and I am serious. I'm really serious. He's out there. But you'll be able to experience what she's experiencing, that warm, cozy feeling, that good vibration, that music, that jazz, whatever it is playing. You'll be able to allow that to resonate with your soul, because the person that you'll meet will be able to pour into you like you pour into them, and understand reciprocity and have the capacity to give and receive. So without further ado, make sure you check us out. We back full in effect for the month of September, y'all. I think I'm switching from Thursdays, though. I don't know. I think we're going to move to Fridays or Saturday. I'm not sure, but we are definitely going to be on every week, bringing hot topics like this to your attention, with powerful people transforming lives, changing their own life, right? And then helping to pour into other people willing to share their experiences with you. So follow us. We're on Facebook. We are on YouTube. You can catch us live on YouTube. So anything that, if you want to be interviewed, you have a story to tell, reach out to us. You can messenger us. You know where to find us. We're here every single week. Verbal Mirrors Reflecting Understanding podcast. We will see you next week. Same time, same place, different conversation, more powerful people just like Nisha G to pour out their hearts and to pour into you. So have a great day, and we will see you next week, ladies and gentlemen.
As we wrap up another episode of Verbal Mirrors Reflecting Understanding, we encourage you to carry the reflection sparked here into your daily interactions. Let the echoes of diverse perspective guide your journey towards greater empathy and connection. Thank you for being a part of our dialogue. Until next time, may your mirrors of understanding continue to reflect a world filled with compassion and unity.